Maybe juicy?
I'd say juicy.
You'd say juicy?
I would say juicy from almost a mango juice perspective.
Whoa! Hi guys, it's Jim here from Dr. Tankenstein with another episode of Beers of the British Isles. On today's episode, we've got a battle of the brands. We're going to decide which commercially available British Isles suited New England IPA is best. And to help me do that is fan favourite and my favourite, Sophie. How you doing, Sophie?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, my love. How are you?
Good stuff. I'm very well, thank you. Right, so, New England IPAs. Do you like them?
Love them.
Love them.
Love them.
Good. So, it's a very recent thing that breweries in the UK have started to just out and out say, we've got ourselves a New England IPA here, guys. They were hazy IPAs, they were double dry hopped IPAs.
DDH, the old DDH.
Yeah, the old DDH. Late hopped IPAs, you know, they've gone through it all. But very recently, New England IPA became a thing, a label that was used on the British Isles. So today, we're going to compare two of the big dogs. We've got Hazy Jane.
It's only a BrewDog.
BrewDog. And we've got Jamestown from Thornbridge. This is such a... I mean, I'm almost nervous. This is such...
Monumental.
This is such a clash of the titans here on this. So, like I say, they're both New England IPAs. They're both going to be hazy. We're going to embrace the opaque.
Oh, we'd hope so.
As BrewDog say. There are subtle differences.
Okay.
One is slightly stronger.
Okay.
One has been reworked.
Okay. I don't want to know until I...
No, you won't know. And the recipes are slightly different, but we'll get into that as we drink them. So, should we drink them?
Yeah. No, that sounds great.
Let's do it. Right, well poured in. We're starting with Jamestown from Thornbridge. How are you feeling about starting off with Thornbridge? I know you like Thornbridge.
I love a good Thornbridge.
But you like a BrewDog too.
I do. I'm really interested to see what paths they've each taken. I know they're linked. I'm not gonna... No spoilers. No spoilers for any of the videos.
Whoa, okay. So, do you want to know what's in each beer?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jamestown, Thornbridge. I'm not going to give away any other details other than this one has Maris Otter, oats and wheat. Okay. So you see here it's nice and hazy. It's got like a fine haze to it, not as opaque as I would like to see a New England IPA, but nice and hazy. This one, I believe, unless I've completely mixed my facts up, has Galaxy, Nelson Sauvin, Mosaic and Simcoe. So
fair few.
Some
big
real
hitters,
big hitting hops. You know, even if you're a casual beer drinker, you'd know those hops. So New England IPA, let's
Well, I was gonna say you can smell that there's at least that many in there from
Yeah, I mean it's like what you're getting here is that kind of soft tropical aroma. And did you just drink without cheers?
Yep.
Oh, faux pas. First faux pas on the show, guys. It's fine. We're cancelled.
Cut.
Okay, well, cheers anyway.
Cheers.
Let's go in. Wow. So.
Making no comment. I'll take it.
I think we can comment. So I would say that every bit of the aroma translates through into the flavour, which is kind of unique. So you've got soft tropical, sort of pineapple, a touch of mango, and like I said, peach as well. I really like that peachy.
I'm interested.
Sort of
Are we allowed to know how strong
aroma.
these are at this point?
Yes, okay, if you want to know.
It's very much, it's very pineapple, strong IPA, along the lines of the Halcyon they do. Is it strong?
It's, like I said at the start, it's moderately alcoholic.
Moderately alcoholic. It's just the word every lady wants to hear.
You know what? I'm going to reserve judgment. I'm going to reserve telling you that.
Okay, no, that's fine. It's very nice.
So yeah, so the aroma, the tropical aroma does carry through. What I will say is there's quite a sharpness to the flavour here. And it's not quite a bitter sharpness. It's sort of like...
It lasts on your tongue.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I can feel that still. Yeah, aftertaste.
What's the carbonation like for you? Because carbonation's a big thing in these beers.
I think the carbonation's really, really good. Really good.
Yeah. So what you're looking for in a New England IPA is a soft carbonation.
I can feel it fizzing on my tongue as it hits.
Yeah, but it's not uncomfortable.
No.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Body-wise, it's not too thick. It's not too heavy. And you know, I think that's fine. Obviously, this is the beer they were going for. There's a nice soft haze to this, soft carbonation, soft body, tropical aroma.
It does coat your mouth.
It's not
particularly thick. It's not thick, but it does coat your mouth. It leaves you with that aftertaste. It's a very well done beer, I would say.
Well done beer. Okay, so that is Jamestown.
Okay.
Okay, part two. We've both got a nice cold glass of Hazy Jane. Now, Hazy Jane, I will say, is the one that's reworked.
Okay.
If you remember, Hazy Jane used to come in a massive can, a 440ml can.
It was lovely.
And it was very strong. This one's less strong than that. I think BrewDog, this is not the royal they, have downsized Hazy Jane to the 330ml cans. They've nerfed it a little bit, and what was Hazy Jane is now OG Hazy. So OG Hazy, you're still getting a big can. It's still the 6.5%, whatever it was. This one isn't quite that. So let's have a look at it first, because appearance is, the first sip is with the eye with the New England IPA. This is a lot hazier than the other one.
It is a lot hazier, yeah. It's a lot paler as well.
A lot hazier, a lot paler. The head, I feel, is lasting a little bit longer on this.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Give it a smell.
I hate to say this, and I am a big BrewDog fan. To me, this smells like a BrewDog beer. It smells the same as Punk IPA.
Okay, well, that's interesting.
It smells the same as even 5am Saint, even going for the other style.
Do you want to know what's in it?
BrewDog hop.
BrewDog hops, yeah.
BrewDog
hop blend. Now this has Cascade, Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe, I believe.
Okay.
I may be wrong. I'll put it up if I am. So when you say it smells like Punk IPA, that's very interesting, because actually Jamestown that we just has
was closer.
Is a closer hop profile to Punk IPA than this, but you're well within your right to say that. Okay, so I would say that this... Actually, I know what you mean.
It smells like Punk IPA. It smells like Punk IPA.
If Jamestown was a soft tropical aroma, this is a sharp tropical aroma. It's very harsh. Almost like, rather than... That was like the scent of pineapple. This is like you're already eating pineapple. When you,
I don't want to be controversial, but you know how Asda pumps out bread smell?
You feel like this is pumping out hop smell. Okay, well,
Punk IPA, BrewDog know what they're doing.
Well, let's dig into this one.
That is really carbonated.
Very carbonated.
I would say that was over carbonated. That's
well, let's
a bit
reserve
too
judgment
fizzy
for the style.
for me.
Let's reserve judgment for the end.
Sorry.
It's a weird one, that, because it's very carbonated.
Very carbonated.
I think that the carbonation, because it's not bitter at all, the only sharpness is coming from the carbonation.
And that masks a lot of flavour. I'm not getting too much flavour from
maybe
it,
you're right,
because my tongue's busy fighting off the assault of bubbles.
There's not an awful lot of malt flavour in this, but they have used a lot of adjuncts. So they have pale malt, they have malted wheat, or malted oats, sorry, and then they have torrefied wheat, which is unmalted, and something else as well, which I can't remember.
Are there more wheats in this than the other?
More wheats.
More wheats.
More wheats. I think there's the same amount of wheats, but they're different forms.
Different types, yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay. So the malt profile of this isn't over the top. It doesn't blow you away, but the hop aroma
it smells
and
great.
the hop flavour.
It does smell. It's very well designed for a purpose.
Yeah.
If I was in the mood for a beer like this is the perfect beer.
If I wanted this beer, it would be great. No, I think it smells great. It looks great.
It's much more.
Tastes.
It's very tropical. It's very American IPA.
Yeah.
Very American IPA.
Well, I mean, that's what we're looking for. So, smells great, looks great. Tastes, you'll have to wait and see. Okay then, you know the score by now. Let's sum this mother up. Let's find out who's
the winner.
The newest England IPA on the block. So, we've just tasted Jamestown and Hazy Jane, Thornbridge and BrewDog respectively. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to score, we're not going to score them, but we're going to say which is, if you could only have one of these beers, which one would you choose?
Seems wise.
If you had to have 10 of one of these beers,
Seems
which
unwise.
would you choose? And which most fits the style? So let's just do a bit of a recap. So let's go back to Jamestown first off.
Cheers.
Chin-chin.
Again, since I missed it the first time.
Yeah. Okay, so like I say, the aroma is very soft. Everything's very soft about this. Yeah,
it's sweet.
A lot of residual sweetness. Maybe juicy.
I'd say juicy.
You'd say juicy?
I would say juicy from almost a mango juice perspective.
Whoa! Mango juice. Okay, so it's kind of like I say, it's that soft tropicalness. So it's pineapple aroma, peachy, mango-y.
Peachy.
And that absolutely carries through to the flavour. The flavour is very soft. The carbonation is very soft. It's very well bittered for the style. If I can jump ahead there. But everything's soft about this. It's subdued, but hits you in the right places.
Yeah, it's got a lovely aftertaste, is what I would add to that.
Okay. So Hazy Jane then. Old Hazy Jane. Where do you think Hazy Jane comes from?
Oh, what do you think Hazy Jane?
I don't know, because it seems like you say Hazy Jane, and I feel like
we all know a Hazy Jane. We all know a Hazy Jane.
Because I feel like Hazy Jane sounds like a saying that we already know, but it's like, I guess if you put an adjective on someone's name and say it with the right conviction, it'll just sound like
such an Arctic
gin.
She
is
an Arctic gin.
Oh man, yeah. Such a cold Brian. He is a cold Brian. You're right. Anyway, Hazy Jane. He's made up thing. If anyone knows, by the way, please comment. Right, so this one is much more hazy.
Yeah.
They were correct with that. Jane, I'm not so sure.
Tastes a bit Janey.
Tastes Janey. So we said that the aroma is much more spiky.
Mm-hmm. The whole beer is much spikier. Yeah, it's more hard hitting.
It is much
more hard hitting. Yeah, it's the opposite to this soft.
The aroma spiky. It's much more heavily carbonated. I would say, if it's not actually more bitter, it's perceivably more bitter. Like it seems like it's more bitter even if it isn't.
And that's part of the carbonation as well, isn't it? It's that carbonation hitting your tongue and cutting through.
Very possibly, yeah. Right, so let's do this then. So, first up, if you could only have 1 pint of either of these beers, which would it be?
It'd be...
3.
Jamestown.
Yeah, Jamestown for me as well. If I was gonna have one, if someone said,
Really
you know,
tasty.
oh, you're driving,
Really
you can only have one, which one you're gonna have? I'm picking Jamestown.
I'd be very
for
happy
this.
with that as well. Just from a wider perspective, if I went to a pub and I was driving, I was having 1/2 because I'm only small. I'd be very happy if this was the half that I was given.
Okay, great. And you might only want a half because this is 5.9%.
It's a Thornbridge.
It's a Thornbridge,
That's what
yeah.
Thornbridge do well.
Right, so that's 1-0 or 2-0.
2-0.
2-0. 2-0. Hazy Jane. No, the other one.
Jamestown.
Right, so if you had to drink 10 pints of one of these, not all in a row, but you know, spread out throughout the course of a session, which would it be?
This is where I'm going to diverge. I'm going to say at that point it would be Hazy Jane.
I'm going to say Hazy Jane for that one too.
I would say that one is enough from the best possible way of Jamestown. You want something a bit crisper if you're going to have a second.
Yeah, that's it.
It makes you thirsty. It's that kind of same style of delicious crisps in a pub.
I wouldn't say that Hazy Jane is the one's too many kind of thing. I think you could have a few of them, but if I was to just pick one bit, whenever I think this, I always think of going to a barbecue. If I went to a barbecue with this beer, all the harshness that we were discussing is kind of like that benefits an all-day drink for some reason, because you're going to be eating food, you're going to be having salt, whatever.
All the best advice here
That
on
will
the time of time.
offset. Say that again into the camera. It's those things offset the sharpness and make a pretty good beer at the end of the day. I mean, this is a good beer, but the sessionable option is the Hazy Jane for me.
Well, it would go down to the fact that, look, I'm drinking more of it.
Drinking more of it. Right, okay, so we got one last question.
Okay.
We're going to have to rate them now. So we've had the 1 pinter is Jamestown. The 10 pinter, the sessioner, is Hazy Jane.
Mm-hmm.
Which do we think is closer to the style? So I'm gonna quote from the BJCP now, the Beer Judge Certification Program. They know beer better than anybody else does, and they know the technicalities of beer. So a New England IPA is an American IPA with intense fruit flavors and aromas.
Okay.
A soft body and smooth mouthfeel, and often opaque with substantial haze. Less perceived bitterness than a traditional IPA, and aromas massively hop forward. Which would you say most fits that beer? I'm going to go, because this is the decider, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, say it, okay? 3, 2, 1. Jamestown. Yeah, Jamestown wins. Jamestown wins on Beers of the British Isles, Battle of the Brands. It's the best New England IPA that you'll get.
Hey, best New England IPA!
Controversially though, if you're going to drink 10 of these,
careful.
Maybe give Hazy Jane a little call. So, Sophie, thank you very much for helping me figure out which is the best New England IPA on the British Isles.
Thank you for having me. I think we got the right decision.
Cheers, guys. And cheers to you.
Good job, well done.